You guys know I love playing underrated classics. That's why I love talking about them. What about video game developers? Sure, we love talking about those guys, but do you remember these guys? We're always praising the ones bringing the big hits, but rarely the ones making the classics. It's so sad they hardly gotten the 15 minutes of fame they deserved, and in this reviewer's mind, Falcom is no exception. They created some of the best games you never heard of, and one in particular are the stuff legends are made of. Spanning 2 decades, the Yi's legacy began taking root in 1987 on the PC 8801, then porting over to the MSX2 and other consoles after gaining popularity with the Japanese masses. So when Nippon Electronics Company, alongside Hudson Soft, decided to enter the console war, it was no surprise to find this bestseller on the PC Engine itself, and eventually making its way to the CD component of its American cousin, the TurboGrafx 16. However, RPGs couldn't establish a rhythm, despite having stars like Final Fantasy and Dragon Warrior in its corner. Now remember, this was a time before Final Fantasy VII made America go RPG crazy. 1990 saw platformers as a major hit, with contenders like Mario 3 and Sonic the Hedgehog. With everything going for it, there was just so much going against it. But hey, who doesn't love an underdog? Ys was a paradise like no other, its land painted with beauty and prosperity, its people gifted with the times of peace, all under the watchful eye of its twin goddesses and their 6 priests. Times were good, until one day the continent of Ys vanished without a trace, and has remained a mystery for 700 years. Man, that was so beautiful and breathtaking. I want to watch it again, and again. You hardly see works like this done so elegantly and well-paced today, and that was made in 1990. Given the hardware, it's a huge step for its time. Kudos to you, Falcom. Ys? Not geese, Ys, YS. Anyway, Ys is an action RPG with a few unique quirks. Right off the bat, Falcom took a different approach to gameplay by having players attack with a D-pad. It's something rarely seen in video games that offer an innovative experience. Well, imagine if Zelda was done in the same way, with the D-pad as your only way to utilize your sword, leaving you with one free button. Now, constantly going back and forth between the main menu, switching out items like your lantern, your bombs, and your arrows, tends to make gameplay a bit choppy, so a second button cuts that down dramatically. This new ramming feature takes away the whole stop and attack hassle out of the gaming formula, giving us a continuous and fluid experience, to which you can literally play the game with one hand on the controller and one hand chugging down your favorite drink. For me, it's Pepsi. New players will need time to adjust to this control scheme, but the game lends a helping hand by automatically restoring any lost HP. So if you find yourself in a tough spot, just find yourself a safe place and heal. But this luxury cannot be found in the dungeons, so stock up and be prepared. Eventually you'll come to your first boss fight, and 3 things are gonna come out of the blue. 1. No menu screen. That's right, you're on your own, mono e mono, which leads us to number 2. Think fast. It's bad enough trapped in a chamber with a powerful enemy. It's another to know that some of these bosses are puzzles in themselves. But don't worry, you don't need to be Einstein to figure it out. The key to beating these guys is usually equipping the right items, stronger weapons, or timing your attacks just right. Either way, it brings a challenge to the game I really like. And most important of all, number 3. Best boss music ever! Originally composed by Yuzo Koshiro and Miyako Ichikawa, and remixed by Ryu Yonemitsu, Ys is a supreme selection of superb symphonies. This venue spanning from its subtle thunderous beats to its hard rock rhythm. The combined efforts of Yozo and Ryu's groundbreaking work has easily put it in the top 10 list of best video game music in my book. And why not? Koshiro did move to work on great classics like Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, and ActRaiser, and has performed live concerts in Sweden and Germany over the years, as well as worked on the music for Nintendo's great hit, Brawl. But that's only part of the formula. With the rise of CDs, video game music went from a series of bleeps and bloops to an orchestra of beautiful, clear, vivid melodies, thanks to the storage capacity compact discs brought, opening the door to a new venue, animation. The beautifully rendered images and cutscenes coupled with amazing music bring new life to the game. Though archaic to the powerful 360 and PS3, but for its time, this was the best and it shows. Now before flying off to the Bay of E, keep in mind to play this game, the TurboGrafx plus CD attachment, or the Turbo Duo, is required, and both are in the neighborhood of... add in the price of the game, and the total comes to a lot. Or you could pony up $8 for Virtual Console, your choice. But for those picking up a TurboGrafx, don't forget to check out the dozens of good games the system has to offer. Ys has lots of great qualities, a memorable soundtrack, an incredible story, and epic battles. Every time I finish this game, I can't help but be overwhelmed by this satisfying feeling. It's a shame the fun has to end, but, as the old saying goes, when one chapter ends, another begins.